Hey, it is Tyler from Rehab to Fab Designs. Thank you for joining us again for another episode of this cottage up in the North Georgia mountains that we are helping a friend make over. Today we're going to be talking about painting this front door. As you can see here, it was painted at some point in this periwinkle blue color, which normally I like. It's a pretty color and I think it makes a statement on the front of the house. However, it does not go with the exterior smoky gray / navy blue paint color. So naturally, being the painter that I am, I'm going to paint it in a complementary color. Let's get started. I started by scuff sanding the whole door with my DeWalt sander, and then I came in with Dixie Belle's White Lightning so I could give it a nice clean start for our new finish. We're going to be painting in Colonel Mustard by Dixie Belle for a nice pop of color on this front door. Hey, it's Tyler from Rehab to Fab Designs. We are still up in the North Georgia mountains working on a cottage up here in Clayton. And now we're going to work on some curb appeal. So we are working in this really cute 1900s, early 1900s home. And it has like this periwinkle blue door, which I don't really necessarily hate the color. Obviously, I like blue. But the outside of the house is a navy blue. And this is a periwinkle blue, and it kind of clashes. So we're going to go with a little color theory and do opposites attract. We're going to do some Colonel Mustard, which is a mustard yellow color, because it's going to look fabulous with the navy blue exterior of the home. Let's get started. I started out by giving this door a quick scuff sand with my sander, just to kind of get any old, it had some runs on it from the old finish, try to smooth those out, and then I give it a nice clean with some soap and water with some White Lightning to get any grease off of it. Wiped all that down, and now we're going to start with our paint. Just kidding. I'm going to start with Slick Stick. I actually forgot and started and remembered I was supposed to be doing this first. I forgot because it wasn't right in front of me. So we're going to start with Slick Stick, then we're going to paint. So Slick Stick is a product also made by Dixie Belle Paint Company, and the reason I'm choosing to use this is because I'm painting a metal door. So if this were a wood door, I would just go ahead and go straight on with my chalk paint. However, it's a slick surface being that it's metal, even though it does have paint on it from being painted previously. For slick surfaces like metal, plastic, or glass, you'll want to prep them first with the Slick Stick, and the reason being, this will give the paint a little something to hold on to when we get ready to use our chalk paint, so it adheres well. Because I tend to be impatient, I put a fan on my door to help it dry a little bit faster from the coat of Slick Stick. I only put one coat on and then again allowed it to dry completely, and once it was dry to touch, I came in with my chalk paint. We are using Dixie Belle's chalk paint in a color called Colonel Mustard. It's basically a mustard yellow, and I picked it because it's a complementary color to navy blue, which is what color the exterior of the house is. Once the first coat had dried completely, I came back over it with a 400 grit sandpaper just to get it nice and smooth. Then came back in with a second coat and then sealed it later with Clear Coat Flat by Dixie Belle. I chose this top coat because the door is protected by a glass exterior door, and I wasn't worried about exposure. It's also on a very large covered porch. As you can see here, it is now gorgeous and gives the house a lot of curb appeal. Next up, it was time to paint the side door in the same color. However, there were some things that changed the process. Hey, it's Tyler and Remy here from Rehab to Fab Designs. Oh, he's wanting out the door, sorry. I'm going to start painting this door here. This is a side door on the house. It goes to the exterior. It's also painted in the periwinkle blue, which is pretty, but it doesn't really go with the navy, so we're going to paint it in Colonel Mustard. From Dixie Belle as well, so it matches the new front door. It does have a screen door here. It's a fully glass screen door exterior that will protect it, so I'm not worried about using like an oil-based coat paint. So we're going to use our chalk paint from Dixie Belle in Colonel Mustard. So I'm going to start by scuff sanding this door. This door is made out of wood. It's an old door. It's made out of wood. Unlike the front door, which was new and made out of metal, I used Slick Stick on it to get it primed and ready for paint. Slick Stick is a product from Dixie Belle that you use on your slicker surfaces like metal or glass, so that you can prep it and get it ready for paint. Just kind of gives it some grip for the paint to hold on to. This piece is a wooden door, so I don't need to worry about that. It's not slick. Has several coats of paint on it, I'm sure, through the years. Lots of brush strokes. Without stripping the door, I can't really get rid of all those brush strokes, so I'm not really worried about that. We're just changing the color up, but I am going to give it a good scuff sand before starting. I have a sanding block just to have something to hold on to. You can use a sander as well, but I don't want dust flying everywhere, and I'm not really sure where it is right at the moment. So I'm going to use this like a 120 grit sandpaper. This is a disc I just have around it to sand it to kind of knock off some of the high spots a little bit. I cleaned it the other day, but I'm going to sand it and then we'll clean it back down again with White Lightning and get ready for paint. Next up, I'm going to use my 3M painter's tape to tape off around the door handle. I'm going to use my blue painter's tape to tape off around the door here, and also the side, because it's got a fresh coat of white around the front. I decided to use a paint roller to apply the paint to this door. The reason I did that is because it's just a lot faster to apply it. I did come in with my brush in the recessed areas to get around that where my roller did not fit very well, so I used a brush for that and a roller for the rest of the door just because it was a little bit faster, because it is chalk paint, which dries a little faster than regular latex paint. Using the roller just allowed me to get it on faster, so it wasn't drying too fast on me, and then also just kind of sped up the whole process for this whole makeover. So I just jumped on here. I want to show you guys. This is the first coat here of the Colonel Mustard Dixie Belle chalk paint on this door. It was periwinkle blue. This is the first coat, and as you can see, you can still see the blue behind it. It's really more from the roller, how a roller, the texture is. It kind of leaves it looking like that. So that's the first coat. This is the second coat up here. I just put on the top right there. Look at the coverage already on the difference. And again, this being on a periwinkle blue, which is about the shade of this blue painter's tape, but a little more purple. So that's pretty good coverage. I just wanted to show you guys that. Again, I applied a total of 2 coats of paint and then came back and sealed it with my Dixie Belle clear coat in flat. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down in the comment section below. Be sure and like our videos and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell for notifications for future videos, and you can continue to watch our makeover process on this home on all our YouTube videos.